Welcome back to the JFP podcast. Today, before we start our show, I'd like to talk to you guys about Paintball Dirt. They give you very quick reads on the paintball community and what's going on in the paintball world. So, if you want to have all the paintball news at the tips of your fingers within a couple-minute read, check out Paintball Dirt. Now, back to the show. Welcome back to the JFP podcast. Today's the first. We got our webcams on for the first time. And today we're talking to Junior from the Killer Bees. He's the owner of the Killer Bees and the Hive. So we're talking to the first field owner. So welcome to the show, Junior. What's going on?
Thank you, fellas. Thanks, Randy. Thank you, Keegan.
Of course.
Blessed to be on, man. Blessed to be on. I feel like this is my first time doing this with you guys.
little side story. We tried to do this prior, a day before, and the audio wasn't being recorded, so we got a little gypped out of that. But here we are. We're back. We're doing it again.
Round two,
Yeah,
round two. But
and I'm not at a hotel.
yeah, you're not a hotel. Yeah, we've got a better view of you now.
I'm
But
home. I'm home.
we typically start off the podcast asking people how they got into playing paintball. You want to run that through us?
Um, I definitely didn't do a birthday party or anything like that. We did a company outing,
Hmm.
and that was the first time I went out. A bunch of coworkers, everything. Even I had my sister, my brother-in-law. Uh, they used to work with us, so a bunch of coworkers. That was supposed to be a fun day and everything. And we got there. Everybody was in their camo, ready to rock and roll. And unfortunately, somebody got shot in the eye, and it was a
Oh
disaster after that.
Mm.
shit, dude.
So, but for me, it was fun. I had a good time, and I was like, bro, I really like this. I get to shoot people. Nah, I could do this.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mentioned this before, but we had a couple of guys. I think I was telling you this. Yeah, you this. Yes, I was telling you this yesterday that a couple of guys, got into playing paintball because they're like, oh shit, I get to shoot somebody and get away with it. So that's hilarious.
yes, sir. But it was
Uh,
definitely a good time. It was a company outing that we did. I went to this place in Pennsylvania called Skirmish. I loved the castle. I loved everything, even though we had Titmans and everything, but it was definitely a good day and all of that, minus the accident and all of that. He was rushed, in an ambulance and stuff. He worked in a different department than me. I knew him, but I really didn't, like interact. I felt bad for the guy, but
For sure.
again, they went over the rules plenty of times, and it was unfortunate for him.
yeah.
But we got a good.
Sorry,
Go
I was
ahead,
gonna say, did he lose his eye?
bro. He went through like 7 surgeries, and then he worked with me at Citibank. I used to work at Citibank for a long time. Um, and then I lost contact with him. I don't know what happened. He stopped working, but I know he had gone through at least 7 surgeries
That's
and stuff.
crazy.
So for
Yeah.
the kids listening to this, keep your mask on.
For sure. So biggest safety rule, man.
Yeah, man,
If it's not
definitely.
barrel stocks, it's wearing your mask, dude. Because shit happens, man. Accidents happen.
Yeah, bro.
That's
I've seen so many, like when we've been at fields and stuff, I've always seen something, always something. Either even us, sometimes we shoot our gun off. Luckily, we got our barrel condom on, so it's good.
Mm,
But imagine,
Mhm.
your first time there and you're all excited, your adrenaline's 1,000, so it happens. So, we just gotta be mindful.
for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
I
for sure.
agree.
So yeah, man, that was my first time.
That's awesome. Yeah, you briefly talked about it last time, but you want to run through your first marker?
My first marker was an autococker, and I don't have it anymore. But that was my first, gun that I've used other guns and stuff, but my first actual gun that I actually got to play with all the time, clean it, try to take it apart, all that good stuff was definitely my autococker.
Hmm.
Um, like we were touching base, but I tell everybody my real first gun was a Mag Dev Cyborg, and it was the Silvio Silver. And
Yep.
I love that family. They're great guys. The two brothers and the mom. Diane is a great person and she's still around in the loop. Um, and I remember they sent me like a letter, my gun, everything. I got it at Cup that year. I was hanging out with them, they were in our hotel, all of that. It was definitely a good time. So, obviously they made more, but I told everybody, nah, this was the Silvio Silver. And
101.
nobody, yeah, 101, bro. Uh, so it was a good thing. It was a good thing.
That's awesome.
That's
What are
awesome.
you rocking now?
My Lux.
Hell yeah, you're looking around for
It's right
it.
there.
Yeah, you picked up a Lux Idol and you got it tricked out and the Killer Bees and is it anodized?
I don't know if it's laser engraved or anodized. Um, I'm not 100% sure. I just know that, Adam from Lux really took care of us. He's a great guy. Been in the game for a long time since Philly Americans. He used to be a player, now a business owner, so he's been in the circuit for a long time. And, we're just blessed to be part of that umbrella. So,
For sure.
definitely, I'm happy, with what I got. And, obviously there's other guns and stuff, but definitely happy with what we got.
Yeah. I'm a big advocate for I had a TM40. Now I have a Shocker Era.
Yeah,
Love them. You know, I
yeah, yeah.
I I don't like although I recognize PE guns as like the go-to, I would much rather shoot a DLX gun, in my opinion. So I'm trying to look for a hookup here, trying to get the plug to get a new one, get a
Let me know.
JFP logo on it. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit you up when I am looking to get one. So no, I appreciate you offering that. That
Definitely got that new bird logo and everything. So
oh
let's
yeah,
Oh
get
yeah. That would be sweet, man.
yeah,
yeah, man, we could definitely make that happen. Adam, bro, they got a good crew, man, so they could
For sure.
definitely make that happen.
Hell yeah.
yeah. That's awesome. Well, so from what we know about you, you know a lot of people in the paintball industry. How was the process of making those connections and networking with those people? And how did those stories and how did you get to know these people?
Well, I've been playing paintball for a long time, but then I stopped. Then when I moved out here, I ended up going to Goose River, and I'm like, oh man, Rick, if you're listening, put that air ball back up, man. We need that. uh, So it was a good time, and I hadn't played in a while. And I actually played with some of the Fargo United guys. They were there, the twin brothers, I think, and some other guys. They dissed me in the beginning because they didn't want me to play because I looked like a regular walk on.
Mhm.
But then after that, they were, they let me play with them, so it was cool.
Mhm,
Um, but we've been around for a long time. I used to play with the Rangers. That was my team, obviously. And a lot of people have come up from that team. We got pros, right now, playing that have played with us under my
mhm.
umbrella. Daniel Thomas, uh, Zach Patient, he's on Infamous. Keith Brown, it's my little guy right there, but it's one of my
I,
favorite players.
he's my favorite player too.
Definitely, and there's plenty of more. I remember when we had Steve Rabakoff, coaching us, helping us. We had a sponsorship with Empire back in the day, and they used to be under National Paintball Supply. And
Mhm,
we got to meet a lot of people there. Their warehouse was in New Jersey, and it was like stupid far. I think it was like exit 2 on the turnpike. So it was a deep drive. And I remember we used to drive out there, get paint, and they were like, "Oh, you want to shoot the guns in the back?" I'm like, "What? Like we could do this?"
Hell yeah.
So it was crazy. So being in that circuit for so long, it's cool, and then you get to meet people and, have a relationship with them and grow. And, a lot of people, I say this all the time, paintball people, they're tough online and all of that. But when you really meet them, they're cool, man. They don't bring those guns out,
For
you
sure.
know.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
cool, and it's cool to go to an event and bump into somebody or see somebody or whatever the case may be. And, the support's there. Hey, what can we do to help you? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Gen X Global's been doing this for forever. and they really take care of your people. They really hook you up. They try to take care of whoever's with them, and obviously they sell packages as well. But if you're with them, man, they give you a real good package.
That's
You
Yeah.
awesome.
guys, you'll see.
No, seriously. The first EXL event, someone stole a pod bag from us, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they were the nice Gen X Global ones. I'm like, what the fuck? And
Oh,
And
so
really?
and
like,
I didn't even know
yeah,
this.
yeah. Well, so someone took the bag, and I assume that there's a couple of pods in the bag, but yeah, we still have the
like,
other bag of 50 that they gave us, and then I don't know how many pods that we have left from the original 100, but
Damn.
yeah, we're probably gonna be going through pods this year quite frequently. So
Is what it is, man.
no, we appreciate you the hookup from you and then Gen X. So
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
looking forward to that, and I reached out and then like paintball's a very expensive sport, and if we can get any type of, it doesn't even have to be money, but just help in general really helps, the community out and teams grow. So like I said, I greatly appreciate you reaching out. You reached out to me technically, and offering whatever help you could do, and I am more than thankful, more so appreciative of you and what you do for the community, because there's a lot of people who talk but they don't walk. They don't show up and show out when it actually matters. So I appreciate you doing what you do.
Yeah.
no problem. Yeah, man. Dude, I know Zach, Zach Patient from Infamous, man. I've known him since he was a kid, and man, when we started talking again, man, that guy's taking care of us to another level, man. Like anything from Pro DNA, anything the Infamous brand has, man. Paint sponsorship, whatever. He's
Hmm.
really been like an advocate for them, and like I'm really blessed because of him. You know what I mean?
For
And
sure.
obviously they got great staff. Their staff knows us. It's good to go into their booth and saying hi to them. I remember I went. I don't know if it was this year that I was in Cup or last year. I think it was last year. And I don't know what happened to my wallet.
Ooh.
So I'm paying and stuff, and uh, one of the girls from the booth, Haley, she's our sales rep. She's like, "What happened to your wallet?" I was like, "Ah, I lost it." So I got a little rubber band on it. She's like, "Get out of here with that noise!" And she went, grabbed the wallet, and just gave it to me. So
That's awesome.
there's never been, it's always good. Like we go there. What do you guys need? They really take care of us. So I'm big on stuff like that, and they're a brand that doesn't require you to be all Pro DNA, all
Mhm.
Infamous.
Mhm.
Like, what do you want to rock? You want to rock that? Go ahead, bro. And it's sad that there's still a few companies out there that they want to sponsor teams, or they have a team package, but you got to wear their mask, they're this, they're that, head to toe. And, not everybody really wants to do that. Uniform, obviously, jersey, pants, whatever.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
as far as a mask, everybody wants to have their own swag with it, straps or color themes. You know what I'm saying? So
For
it's kind
sure.
of, I'm glad that we're allowed to do certain things like that and just not be branded by one brand only, and that's it. You know what
For
I mean?
sure. Yeah, man.
So
yeah,
Especially with like paintball, it's one of the few sports where you can really dress up and like look how you want to look out on the field. Obviously with
right,
the
personalized.
yeah, yeah, it's hugely personalized, obviously with the main safety features, but you can even personalize those, especially with the pro flexes. I mean, you can really do whatever you want with those. So it's really cool, and it makes it a lot better, a lot nicer for players individually to be able to go out on the field, basically feeling fresh, looking fresh, wearing the shit that they like, you know.
Yeah,
no, it's definitely key, man. I like it because the guys, everybody rocks their Killer Bees jersey, pants. Well, we have like joggers and stuff, but as far as everything else, we'll have like Pro DNA stuff, JT Pro flexes. Somebody, wants to use this mask from Bunker King, so be it.
Yeah,
Somebody wants, wear this kind of mask or whatever color this mask is, and so be it. That's your style, rock with it. It's like
mhm,
telling somebody, like I always think about it like, all right, am I gonna only rock this type of headband, or or am I gonna wear a Hormesis headband, for example, or whatever? No, you can't. That's not part of our brand. They're not with us. Like, come on, man. How do we supposedly grow the sport if we're not really, trying to break bread with everybody?
Right,
But
right.
You know?
so I'm
Yep.
happy with them and a few other companies out there. But the ones that make you wear head to toe, they know who they are, and that's like shame on you.
Yeah,
So
oh, go ahead.
so with the Hive opening up, you got anything cool planned for that you're able to share with us?
Hive's opening up. Who told you
That's
that?
awesome.
Man, that's gonna be
I
huge,
told you
dude.
you know more. Some of the bees don't even know.
Oh
Well,
shit.
you're breaking the news here.
Very.
Opening it up out here, dude.
Yeah, so obviously everybody knows we had the outdoor. A few teams will come out and practice, um, but due to some certain situations and animal stuff and everything, because the Maple River runs through my property. So it was tough, because they were saying that the paintball would contaminate the water. So it
Mhm.
was just a big mess. But anyway,
Mhm.
that was then, this is now, and a friend of mine has a place that he's renting out, and this company is going. They're done. It's not like I think the kids didn't want to take it over, so the
Sure.
husband and wife are like, you know what, let's just retire, let's sell, and let's go.
Mhm.
So their lease is up August, but they want to be out. Like I heard, like from like the first or second week of August. So I don't have to wait till September 1st to get in there. But again, even though September is right around the corner, whatever, I'm not gonna rush it to just open and be like, oh, we're open.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
we are gonna be an indoor. We're not gonna be a paintball indoor. We're gonna be a reball center.
Mhm.
Um, we're gonna have like a training facility, like a little hyper, CrossFit, mix and stuff. Like, we want to be able to do training drills with our guns, gear on, gear off, whatever people want to work out with, so be it. And obviously, I still don't know what I'm gonna do with the other area. If we're gonna do like an airsoft theme. A lot of people are like, oh, you should do the gel blaster. I already have a friend doing that. Jared's doing it, so let him eat with that. So I just don't know if I'm gonna do, you know, um, like a scenario scene for airsoft, or if I'm gonna do the speed QB style for airsoft.
Mhm.
I'm still up in the air with that. But we are gonna have, it is a regulation size field, but I'm not gonna have the whole all 1,648 bunkers. I'm trying to cap it at like maybe 30, 35, somewhere around there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, so we're gonna do that unless teams are gonna be like if we're going to cup and we need to practice a layout, I'm definitely gonna do the layout, obviously.
For
Yeah.
sure.
But for the most part, I want to keep it smaller, more
Yeah.
competitive, stuff like that. And we're gonna obviously we're gonna have a party room in there, food and all that stuff. So we got a few things cooking, and I'm gonna be moving my printing shop over there.
Oh, hell yeah.
So like, let's say you come and you want to personalize stuff. Like, I could personalize stuff here. I got my cutter, my press. I got everything here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I want to be able to do it there. Like, have whoever's working for us. Hey, you know what? This person wants a name and number on their jersey. All right. Or like if they do a birthday party, hey, we got shot up at the Hive, and put their name on and whatever, the
Hell
blue
yeah.
team, red team, whatever. So we want to do stuff like that. Give out like shirts and stuff for the birthday parties. Whatever color they want to be, blue team, red team, black team, yellow team, whatever.
Mhm.
So we want to be able to do that. And then also, I used to own a company called Assassinware back in the day. And we started the whole, swab thing, and we used to sponsor the Naughty Dogs and a few of our local teams. So we stopped all of that, but I'm gonna bring that back to life. a few of the guys from a Florida team that we sponsor. Red Alert, shout out to them.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
saw that.
Baby's been my little brother since, man, he's been with me since for more than 20 years.
Damn.
So you see him rocking, Keith Brown played in an Assassin wear jersey his first time with us in his first event.
Hmm.
There's an old YouTube. I'll send you the link so you guys can check it out.
Hell
So we
yeah.
want to bring that back, and it was simple: a black jersey with a white beater on it, and it said Assassin wear, and that's it. Nothing crazy. But we want to definitely do bring that back to life, and I've been talking to Fabian about it. He's excited. So we want to bring that to Cup and have a few products that we used to do, bring that
Oh,
back into the circuit. So see what we do with that. So he's excited about it. So am I. You know, so
That's
we will
awesome.
cool.
have that at the Hive. We will be manufacturing all that at the Hive. So
For sure.
I'm still up in the works with what I'm gonna do with that other area. Again, I want to cater to the kids to grow the sport, and obviously I need to make money because it's not a paintball field, it's a reball. So I'm
Yep.
not making money on paint or anything, but we will have a fully loaded like pro shop. Like I'm gonna try to build this up within the next few months as much as I can. Obviously, this will be our first winter, so hopefully by Christmas I'll have it like stocked up to where it's like you could come and personalize your own JT mask. You could do whatever. We want to be able to do that there too.
For sure.
That's awesome. I I'm not gonna lie, I already told my wife we're going up to Fargo this winter, so I
And,
already planted the seed in her. So we're definitely
and,
gonna,
and
at least me, I'm definitely gonna be coming up, and
Oh,
I'm
me,
probably
me
gonna
for sure
bring a
too,
bunch
man.
of guys up to come out and hey, and if you need anything, like if you're opening up and you need help, holler my way and I'll be up there.
appreciate it.
Yeah, for
Appreciate it.
sure.
Thank you. I got everything in storage right now, like 2 storage units at the U-Haul center.
Damn. Yeah, man. If you need help setting that stuff up, hit us up, man. We'll be out there.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Of course,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's kind of exciting because we only have a handful of fields, and the splat ball in Minneapolis, bless them for having gun owner hours during the wintertime. But it's just they don't like it takes away from a certain point of the game where it's, yeah, you can play paintball and keep your game going, but you don't have that like near full size field aspect where you can really practice the shooting your mirror like across field. And you coming in and opening up a new field, it doesn't and it's reball, it's going to be a lot more easier for us to not get dirty, but it's going to offer so many people an opportunity in the Midwest to get really good playing time during the winter. And
Mm-hmm.
that's huge because we take some of us, if they don't go to splat ball in the Minneapolis, they take the whole winter off and they don't
Mm-hmm.
play paintball until the springtime. And that, it takes a couple of days to get a couple practices to get back in this full swing of
For
things if you
sure.
haven't played over the winter. So having something like what you are doing is going to be freaking huge.
I agree.
Hopefully, you know, uh, if it was up to Chris from Spare Parts, we'd be open 24 hours. I was like, "Bro, be there whenever you want. I'm going home at 12 o'clock, man." Like, I'm gonna stay there. I was like, whatever, bro. Just shut the lights off when you leave and lock the door.
Like
Hell
shut the
yeah,
lights
that's
out like the
awesome.
Because he works, he does night shifts and stuff.
Right.
mm,
But obviously, when we were taking the drive out, we were talking and everything, and I was like, nah, yeah, we're gonna be open certain hours. We're probably gonna be open um Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday would be closed, but our pro shop would be open.
okay.
That's huge.
Unless we're doing, like, for an example, if somebody wants to do like a private party or whatever, then so be it. They could come.
Yeah,
But for the most part, we will be closed like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The only thing that'll be open is the pro shop. And then we'll be open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
For sure.
uh for for full play. And we'll probably have um Saturday be our 24 hour. So we'll open Saturday and close Sunday night.
Okay.
Dang,
Huge.
okay. When it comes to like your key demographic for your customers, are you going to be focusing? I can assume that the answer, but are you going to be focusing more on beginners, that people are coming out rentals, beginners, or are you going to be kind of catering towards more of the advanced player?
So what we're trying to do is for the advanced player, like there's a lot of players that say, man, I wish I could play. Well, September's right around the corner, maybe October when we open. Hopefully, we see what you're really about.
For
Yeah,
sure.
So if they want to do it, they could do it. But remember, we're gonna have the CrossFit area too. So for them to do their drills, their workouts, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like it's a gym without the weights. We're
yep,
we're gonna have certain things in there, but it's mainly just for you to learn how to slide. A lot of people don't even know how to slide.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like D3, D4 players sliding. I'm like, bro, this guy's gonna break an ankle or break a wrist.
yeah,
You know how many people I've seen dive into a snake? Like, bro, you're like jumping, like it's crazy. So like we want to make sure we focus on them and show them the right way, and those that know how to do it will spread the love and show them. If Randy wants to show them how to snap or running up, whatever, so let that be.
For sure.
yeah,
Uh, but for the birthday parties and the newcomers, it's gonna be a lot different because they're used to going to a paintball field and paying X amount of money and just getting like a bag of 500 paintballs. Here it's gonna be that whole hour, they're gonna shoot whatever the hell they want. The more you shoot, the more you're like, oh my gosh, like
yep,
this is my adrenaline rush right now. So hopefully we're able to create a bigger network in growing the sport.
For sure.
Um, Again, I did it in Jersey for a long time, and we had so many feeder teams. It was ridiculous. Like it's funny here, you can't find players to jump on with you. Over there, we're like, yo, man, you guys can't play with us. We got too
yeah.
many, you know. But yeah, so we're gonna treat everybody, like like, hey, what can we help to get you to where you're getting to?
For
And
sure.
that's
Yeah,
it. So
that's
that's been the
awesome.
plan. That's the goal, and pretty much where we want to be at.
Yeah, man. That's huge. I think having newer players coming in and being restricted by time rather than paint is a huge difference.
Right. So with us, obviously, for the teams, it's different. They're gonna come and play. They're gonna come and play. But like if it's a walk-ons or whatever, we're gonna cap it. Hey, for an hour, it's gonna be $50 or whatever
Yep,
the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we decide on pricing and stuff like that.
For sure.
Uh, we were working on prices and we were checking out all the specs and everything. So, the majority is like, you know what, let's just do it by time. Give them an hour of play on the field. And if they want more, then we give them more. 15 minutes, half hour, another hour, whatever the case may be.
For sure.
So we're definitely trying to do that.
That's huge.
that's awesome. Yeah, I so now that you're opening up your field, is there something that like you wish that you can do, but is probably not going to be a thing? Like if you had your wish, what would one thing be that you would be like, oh man, I need this at my field?
Well, every time I listen to podcasts and all that, or even stories, a lot of people always say like bathrooms or food, whatever the case may be, right? That should be the given, like if you're opening up a field, that should be the given, regardless. So
Mm,
that to me is like out the window. Definitely a better drainage system. I know I've shared with you guys about this, but how cool would it be for you to have a drainage system that, you could watch your bunkers, blow the field, get rid of that paint. You guys went to the field up here in Moorhead, Fargo Moorhead area. Like they were just
Mhm.
shoveling that to a corner. Sometimes they would shovel it out, whatever. At the end of the day, that's only going to work for the first week or a big practice that people are coming to. But on a daily basis, you already saw the results. It doesn't work unless you have a drain system. So I'm an advocate for that because you coming to play at a fresh, clean field every weekend is a positive. There's
Yeah.
Mhm.
outdoor fields that you go to and it's gunky, you know why? Because they don't power wash it. So
Mhm.
that other field, power wash is shit, bro. You know?
It's awesome because you've learned from other people's misfortunes and mistakes, and now you get to steer the ship right for your own business. And so it's you've learned a lot through other people's mistakes, and so I'm looking forward to having that type of experience where hey, someone's doing it right at every aspect of the spectrum, and
Right.
I'm fucking excited, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I
fucking
I
excited to go
appreciate
up there.
sounds
it.
amazing, man. I can't wait.
Hey, we're gonna have food too, so don't worry about it.
Hell
What
yeah.
kind of food? I'm a big boy. I like to know.
Ooh,
We're gonna have like shish kebabs. It's gonna be like beef and chicken kebabs. We're gonna have pita bread with them. We're also gonna have. We're not gonna do smash burgers. We're gonna do like, uh, it's a style like that, but it isn't. It's pressed, not smashed. So we'll have burgers like that.
what?
Definitely glizzies. We're gonna have glizzies for sure. Uh,
Blizzies.
from the East Coast, I gotta have glizzies. You
Hell
know.
yeah.
uh, Definitely pizza, and, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm not too sure about other stuff on the menu because we just wanna keep it simple. We wanna keep our food costs. Obviously, I work in restaurants, so I know about food costs and P&L, so I wanna make sure that's advocate too.
For sure.
And, people were like, "Oh, what about for birthday parties?" Man, they can bring their own cake. If they wanna bring their own stuff, that's fine, we're not competing with that. We
Right.
Yep.
just want them to come for the experience.
For
And
sure.
if they don't have food, well, there's gonna be food there. I might we're still working on this. I might have a few uh gambling machines. We don't know yet. I'm still waiting to see, with the whole tabs and pull tabs and all that crap. I'm trying to see what the license is for that. And I'm also trying to see if we could do a beer garden in there. So let's see what
Oh,
What
that's
the
happens.
hell?
awesome, man. That'd
A
be
one-stop
huge.
shop for everything.
Yeah, when you were talking about
Oh,
food, I thought you were talking about like, some Snickers, some Reese's, some
nah.
Skittles. No, you got a
No, we will.
whole ass bar.
We will have some snacks, but we're trying to well, the bar would only be like mimosas, like, it has to be something tap and something local
Right. I
for
mean, that's
that.
still cool though. That's huge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Fargo Brewery, we gotta see what's going on. We gotta get this, permit going. But, a lot of people, "Oh my god, guns and liquor, this, that, and the other." Like, "Listen, you act up, we'll walk you out, in
Right.
a nice way."
Take care of it for sure.
Yeah.
You
That's
know? So
hilarious.
but yeah, there might be, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't really drink." Peop First of all, I don't even eat fast food, bro. Like, my whole team knows, like, I went to Dairy Queen with Chris and Kev the other day. I almost died. I was telling them, I was like, "If my girl finds out that I'm eating at a fast food, she's gonna be like, 'No way.'" Bro, as soon as we finish eating, she calls. I was like, "Babe, guess where we was eating at?" She's like, "I don't know, restaurant, whatever." Then they were like, "Nah, Dairy Queen." She's like, "What? Dairy Queen? No."
That's awesome, man.
But, you know, I I'm looking at, let's say a parent comes in, most of the dads or whatever, it's a birthday party, and, maybe they wanna have a drink. Go ahead, man, go have a drink, you know? If you wanna have a beer, go have a beer. It's not like, we're just limiting it to whatever, you know? Or
Mhm.
let's say the birthday mom wants to have a mimosa or a glass of wine. Go ahead, do your thing, you know?
Yeah.
Most of the parents that come with their kids there, they're like, "Oh, I don't wanna watch my kid play paintball or reball." They don't even understand what it is.
Right.
So this might be a avenue for them to come and, "Hey, you know what? We had a good time. I will come next time to another birthday party," or whatever.
Right.
So that's why
You're
we're trying to do it.
Right. And then
you're
parrots get
offering
talking.
the
Yeah.
yes. I was gonna say, sorry, Randy.
No,
You're
you're good.
offering it's almost like you're like babysitting the kids while the parents, are
Yeah.
enjoying
So
themselves.
that's the only thing we don't have set in stone is that, but we got the food, we got all of that set in stone already. But obviously, the permit for that liquor, we gotta go through some hoops because obviously we will have guns there.
Right,
So
right.
I don't know how the board's gonna feel about that. And the committee was a whole big thing out here in Fargo, so we'll see.
Yeah, they're
And
markers,
it's
they're
fine.
not guns.
Right,
Markers.
right. So yeah, I tell them all the time. I was like, you want to see a gun? There's a gun. That's not a gun.
Yeah.
But, but hopefully, if it happens, it happens. If it's not, it is what it is. We're still gonna do what we gotta do.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, I definitely, I feel like it's a good thing because a lot of people don't really have a place to go and eat, or they gotta go somewhere to go eat afterwards and whatever.
Mhm, mhm.
It's cool when you break bread with your team. I say that all the time. I'm a big advocate of, going bowling with my team or going out to eat or whatever. Even though every time, like Austin's the first one, he's like, "You always eat chicken wings." I'm like, "Yeah, I only eat chicken wings."
Hell yeah. No, man, it's
Or I'll
cool
do
that
like
y Go ahead,
Chinese
sorry.
buffet or something. I don't know.
Oh, you can never go wrong with Chinese.
Yeah,
I love Chinese food, but it's kinda cool. You got like a grill and almost bar. That's awesome. That'll be huge. If it goes through, man, people will love that place. That would be the spot for Friday nights.
I think
yeah,
if you're gonna have a TV up and watch sport, got sports going. Well,
Yeah,
parents will flock. They'll bring their kids. Let them go.
man.
7.
7
we got
TV?
7 TVs.
Damn. That's gonna
Damn.
be awesome, man. You guys got some good ideas for this place. You guys got some good plans. I think it'll turn out
Like I
whatever you
said,
can
you're
get
doing it
going.
right.
Right.
You're doing it right.
Whatever you can get going,
Trying to.
man, it'll be great. I guarantee it.
And I know with the team and everything, they're all excited. Man, our lawnmower broke, so we didn't have a rider anymore. Yo, these guys will come and do it with a little push. It's a big field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, bro, they would come. Even mom would come and cut the grass. Everybody, it was crazy. So the effort that they put in is always 100. So I'm excited about that. I'm pretty sure, they're definitely going to help out with, whatever projects I may have. It's never a hassle for me to be like, hey, can we get this done in a heartbeat?
Yep.
So
Awesome.
it's definitely good to have that support too.
Yeah, man. Like we said earlier, if you need help with any of that stuff, hit us up
Yeah,
too.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
We'll take a
Obviously,
drive.
we're definitely gonna do so for the opening, we're obviously gonna open, right?
Hmm.
But in I don't know if I want to do it during the Thanksgiving break or if I want to do it for I'm trying to figure out when we're gonna do this first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have an event and everybody comes and every sponsored team that I have is gonna go one player from that team is gonna walk home with a prize. So,
Oh
you
shit.
know, yeah, it's gonna be good. So who knows? You might get your shocker there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm showing up.
He's a radio. I'm coming.
I'll be there. I'll make sure nobody else from my team comes out, but I'll be there. I'm walking away with something.
So we're gonna do basically. So let's say you guys show up, right? It's gonna be free for you guys. Obviously, you're not paying nothing. You're just gonna come, and we're gonna have uh, it's gonna be like a little obstacle course. Run, gun, do the targets.
Mhm.
Whoever does the best goes home with a gun.
That's
Simple.
awesome. That's cool, actually.
And it's only, so everybody in the team can compete, but only one person wins.
Yep.
So whoever has the best time, let's say Keegan had the best time. Well, then Keegan, you went home with a. It's obviously it's gonna be, in the Lux family because that's who we're with. So I'm not gonna give you a fucking Planet Eclipse marker. Oh no, we will have Mac Dev there too. So Mac Dev will be in the house as well. So
Hey,
that'll be
man.
part of our
Anything's
our
cool.
yeah. So that it's good. They're doing a great thing. So definitely gonna have them on board with us. Obviously, I'm gonna carry everything, but Mac Dev has definitely reached out and been awesome. Last year they were trying to get us rentals, and that rental marker never came out. It got pushed back due to the cyborg. and their other marker that they were working on.
For
Then
sure.
they signed the Hurricanes. So and then a few other teams. So the demand was just like crazy. And remember, it's a small company. A lot of people don't understand, you know, all the work that family does. It's just two brothers and the mom. That's it.
Oh,
Obviously
wow.
they got more help. They got Federico running, most of their stuff now. But and they have somebody else that just joined them. I forgot his name. I'm sorry about that. And I just spoke to you. I'm so sorry. But they definitely have the love and passion for this.
Mhm.
So, I'm an advocate of, you know, being supportive of just not one brand, but a lot of brands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have them, that'll be for, all the rentals and stuff like that. And then obviously we will be selling a lot of stuff, from our brands that we have and the brands that I'm already affiliated with under our Hive banner. So we're definitely gonna have a lot of things.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm excited to see what's going on with all this stuff, man. I guarantee it's gonna be amazing. Everybody's gonna have a blast. There's gonna be a little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah,
Oh
man,
yeah,
I'm excited.
everyone,
Yeah.
especially me. Hey, you guys need to go run faster.
He's just drinking over, yelling at us.
Well,
Nah,
supposedly from what they told me, I have to have it in a separate area. So,
Okay.
we might have to change like floor mats, the mapping on the floor. So we might change a few floor maps on because it has to be separate from that.
Okay.
mhm.
So, we're, obviously I'm gonna get into that a little bit later on, like sometime in June and July, to see what's going on. So hopefully, I can handle all of that before it, comes time to open and all of that. And if it
Yeah,
doesn't
man.
happen, it doesn't happen. It is what it is.
Yeah,
But that's the plan. And I know they do want to have it, and they're being like, hey, there's certain rules like where they could drink, this, that. It's like the smoking. If you want to smoke, you can't smoke indoors. You got to go outside or whatever,
for sure.
So we definitely, we want to respect that. I'm not trying to get shut down or being in any trouble with, the city of Fargo and all
For
of that
sure.
stuff. So
For sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I mean it regardless of what you get going, you got great ideas and every idea that you have, you're trying to do it to the best of your ability to make it fun for everybody. I think it's gonna turn out amazing regardless of what you got going on.
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course, man.
I'm
Switching
excited.
gears up, yeah. Switching up gears a little bit. What do you got planned for the bees this year?
Oh my God. I didn't even go to our meeting last week. Man, I have so much going on. It's like crazy with work. Then I was gonna meet up with you guys, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot I told you guys I was coming. Then I told Spin Parts the same thing, and I was like, oh my God, I don't jump on Discord that much, And then Mom had told me, she's like, oh, our meeting's this week, and I'm like, "God, I already committed. So it's kind of tough, but we know for sure, this year they're planning on doing two events. I don't see one of them happening because a few people got work, in life,
For sure.
couples, whatever it may be. But I know for sure, uh, I'm doing World Cup. I know Austin brought up a few things up. He had texted me as well, a few other events that we could do and stuff. And it doesn't register you, for points. So that's huge for me, because I'm a big advocate of like, yo, let me play whatever locals and not get points. So this way I
Mhm.
could play a season with my team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're putting in all this money into the NXL, and then you're playing locals, and then you rank up. So I'm not
Yeah.
an advocate of all of that with the local fields. Local fields, get your shit in order, bro. You get more people for the sport, bro. Cut that out.
Hell yeah.
Um, so that ass. They're lucky I didn't open up. If I would have opened up the outdoor, you could ask any of the bees, bro. I had Yaya, Ronnie D's on, bro. The list goes on, bro, on who's coming to this. It was gonna be crazy,
Oh man.
but we might still have, a few things. Don't
I
worry,
guarantee it. I guarantee it. I don't doubt you.
we got some surprises, we got some goodies. But it would have been insane, man. And I was not doing what I was gonna do is like, okay, Keegan, send me your APPA ID number. Randy, send me your APP ID number. Yeah, because we are doing a D5, we are doing a D4, whatever the case may be, right? And I just want to verify you're not sandbagging, you
Right.
Mhm.
know. But I'm not gonna put those points on you. So I was
Yeah.
definitely gonna do that. Like we already had that set in stone. We were
That's
gonna do that,
huge. That makes a
you
world of a
know.
difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could ask a few of the bees. Like our trophies are definitely gonna be crazy, bro.
That'll be sweet too, man. You guys got a lot to give out. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So we're excited. We're gonna have a few events at the indoor. A lot of people say, "Oh, but so much cheating and this, that, and the other." Listen, I get it. We got to put a ref by everybody, but at the end of the day, you're only cheating yourself, man. We just want to have fun, and I get it. It's gonna be competitive and this, that, and the other, but we're gonna make it to, for it to be a fun environment.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah,
But
yeah.
those that break the rules, I escort them outside, nice and calmly.
For sure. For sure.
Bring him outside. Forget about it.
As long as it's not inside.
Exactly.
That's
I don't got
awesome.
no problem shaking the shit out of somebody. But with the bees, I know a few of them, can do a few things. So, I'm definitely I'm definitely like next season, we're definitely doing my goal is to do a full season, every event at the NXL, on the D4 Expo. And it takes a lot to do that. So
Mhm.
um if it's with them, it's with them. If it's not with all of them, it would suck, but I'm definitely doing it. And, it's good to grow the community because, we'll get more help, we'll get more players, whoever wants to guest with us. Obviously, they can. I know even with the spare part guys, Chris and Kev, they always want to play and stuff like that. So, um, whatever it takes, I'm an advocate for that. So
For sure.
whoever's willing to go, maybe one of you guys are like, yo, I'll jump on with you guys for this. We want to just I definitely want to play every event, you know what I'm saying? And you don't pay for it, so
Oh,
all right.
definitely me.
You said free Randy's there.
Hey, and look, it just goes to show you, even though we say it's free, well, obviously it is free because I pay for paint, I pay for entry. My guys don't pay for none of that. They
Wow.
only get there. That's all they do. Um, and some of them are acting like superstars and rock stars. I gotta check them up in place one time.
For sure, yeah,
You
getting a big
Uh,
head.
but at the end of the day, pro teams aren't even getting that, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams out there that don't get what we get. I was talking to mom like, hey, so what does your team offer? You know, it's crazy, and it's like, how do you really grow the sport when it's so expensive and this and that and everything? You know, it's not an easy task. So I'm
Mhm.
always a fan of like, hey, you know what? If we're gonna make this happen, we gotta go 50-50. Let me help with this and you guys, play, practice, respect us, do what you gotta do, and
Mhm.
let's have fun with it. I tell the guys all the time, I remember we've had a few incidents. I'm like, yo, what are you upset for? You wanna get smacked? Like, yo, just have fun, man. Like, what's you ain't paid for shit, bro. Yeah, you paid to get out here and all of that, right? But I should be the one, man, not you.
Right,
Yeah.
right. For sure, no, I
You
feel
know,
that.
and I'm an advocate of everybody just having fun. I love breaking bread with our crew, man. It's such a big thing. They're great. It's a great group. And hopefully we just keep growing. I know I didn't get to see Josie at the meeting, but she just jumped on with us, and she's a young girl wanting to play, wanting to ball, hungry. So I'm excited for all of that.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hell yeah. And talking about growing the sport, a lot of people say it's not really on the field owners because the field owners do their job at promoting and advertising and whatnot. But if you put your put your feet in the shoes of a customer, what could Fields do to bring in more, or not Fields? What can the community do to bring in more new players?
It's hard because most of the fields are far.
Hmm.
So that's number one. It's
Mm,
hard. So most of the time it's an event. Like, hey, it's my birthday. Oh, hey, it's our anniversary, or hey, bachelor party, whatever.
Right.
It's not like I could go bowling whenever I want, or, go, you know, to sweet shots, tee off a few times, whatever the case may be. So
mhm,
paintball is hard, and I'm not telling, field owners to like, you know, give it away for free. But, I know what we pay for our stuff. We don't gotta clobber them either.
For sure.
I know we gotta pay bills. I know I get it. But but there should be, as field owners, we should definitely be giving a lot more. You know, I love it like, at Goose, for an example. I love it because at the end of the year, right before they close, we get to grill, bring food, bring cooks for everybody, and it's all you could shoot because he doesn't hold no paint, you know? And I
wow,
mean, we shoot, like, I've shot like at least 5 cases myself, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how you do it. You know what I mean? And he also has like a costume contest, because it's around Halloween.
Hmm.
mhm,
Uh, and again, he cooks for everybody. Everything in his vending machine, he takes it out and he puts it on the
wow,
side, hands free, grab whatever you want.
That's
So
huge.
that's a big thing. Yeah, man. So little things like that. I don't really know much about Annandale because I just go to play, and I do know JT. Great guy, everything. I don't know, like, what else they do because I don't really go there a lot because it's far.
For
I
mhm,
only
sure.
go there for events. Now I know they do Battle of the Beef, and when we're there, they cook hot dogs. I get it. He's let us bring a grill. We've cooked. So I guess that's the way to do it. How do we grow the community? All right, we grow it by, giving back to them.
For sure.
yep,
I always try to go to the last day at Goose because you're gonna play as much as you can, shoot all the paint you want, eat food, hang out with your friends, your teammates, new friends. So I always think it's a win. So I think doing more stuff like that would definitely help. And
Yeah.
I'm not just saying, you got to do that. Do whatever, is good in your eyes. Whatever the field owner wants to do, maybe it's like, hey, this week we're closing. Wait, are they open? Annandale ain't open full year round, right?
No.
nope.
No, no, okay. So, like, what about the other? I know Vintage. Are they open all year round?
Vintage is, yeah, I believe so. Except for like on like cold days, like really cold days, they'll close down. But you'll catch the Havoc guys out there pretty much every weekend. So they are dedicated to the cause.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, bro. Every time I look at their Instagram, bro, they're balling, man. They've come out too to play with us. Great guys, man. Like,
Yeah.
definitely committed. Good to see that. But I don't know. I don't know what Vintage does or whatever. Maybe they have like a promo or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe they do just grilling or whatever. Whatever it is, we just got to keep doing more of it. That other people are aware of it. They hear the buzz and they're like, "Oh man, this place does this. I'm gonna go check them out."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I
especially with
guarantee
that
you,
goose place, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a field owner doing something like that, and then I've never
bro.
even heard of the
Never.
place to begin with. So that's huge.
It's it's going towards Grand Forks. It's
Okay.
like a few minutes. It's a few minutes right before Grand. It's about like 50 minutes from me, from here in Fargo. So, I don't know how far it is for you guys, but it's definitely worth the drive for me because I'm like, man, I'm gonna go play paintball. I'm gonna go eat some snacks, then eat food. Shoot all the paint I want.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Right.
Like, it's definitely a good time. So I'm definitely a big advocate of that. So whatever, I think he does a good thing with that.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, giving back to the community when you can is huge.
Yeah, and then he also does, the raffle, the contest. And I don't know. I know one of our guys won it. I think Ben won it. I don't know who won it. I forgot. I was there, and I don't know. I don't even think I voted. I voted for somebody else, I think. I think I voted for one of the monsters or whatever. Uh, but, um but you also get a prize, to use in the pro shop. So it also helps him out too, you know?
Right.
That's I'm saying, it has to be, not always give or take. It has to be, give and take, you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think, that would be cool, for them to do that.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, man. We'll have to definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'll be there. They haven't even opened, we're already waiting for closing. We got some.
That's funny. Um, kind of a theoretical question for you. If you could change one thing about the NXL rules, how they play NXL, what's the one thing that you'd change?
Um, See, well, there's a few things, but, like, for an example, if you're playing next ball, you got 2 minutes,
Yep.
and I get it, you have to be quick because there's so many teams and not enough, days to run a whole event, you only have the weekend.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I think, if there would be, a certain amount of teams per group, I get it. There's only such an amount of fields, whatever. But I was always like, man, 2 minutes, man, that's rough.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, you get winded.
Yeah.
And especially, a lot of the younger teams, they don't have the right staff, the pit crew. Becomes challenging, hey, pods, this, who ran out to get pods?
Yep.
And I get it. The sport has to be like that because that's what you're going to develop into. But then I'm saying, okay, the pros are doing 5 pods, but all the other divisions are doing whatever they want.
Mhm.
So, like, I'm really trying to set up for 5 pods for the future. But then when you guys become pro, you're gonna be like, oh shit, 5 pods now. Now what do we do? You know what
Right.
I mean? So it should be an all around thing. Um, and man, the NXL is I think it's going in the right way right now.
Yeah.
I've been in it for a long time. Obviously, we stepped away. I've been there since MPPL, PSP days, all that stuff. But man, I feel like finally we're getting that little crack and we're trying to crack in and break that barricade. NXL just got ESPN again now for Dover. So that's
Mhm.
big,
Mhm.
So I don't know if I'm an advocate of, calling spade for spade, and I know I've been mad at Tom a few times, like freaking Tom Coleman, you dumbass. But we don't really know what's going on, so
Right.
I know that guy does a lot for the sport, he is a big advocate for this.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't think I would change anything because right now it's going in the right way. And they've been doing so many different things, like doing this, changing this, 3 man, they're trying to figure it out. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
better them than me, so whatever works, let it work and let us go, benefit from all of that work.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I'm an advocate of what they're doing right now, and I'm happy to see the movement that where it's going. Um, the events are getting better. Um, the only thing is, for everybody watching, I know this sucks to say it, but I would spend money on VIP because you're in a little, one under 110, and you're like, hey, I can't see this guy. Go to the grandstands, bro. I remember it was my brother, Austin, Keenan, and myself. Man, not this past year, the year before,
Mhm.
bro. Best World Cup games we've seen in a long time.
That's
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
awesome.
it was on fire. It was bro, those stands were crazy. Like, we had a blast. I mean, I remember I was telling, Keenan, I'm like, "Yo, Keenan, bro, this is crazy, bro. Like, bro, this is crazy." We got to see the bird's eye view, In VIP, we would have been like, oh, like, trying to, like, 'cause you can't see everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool. We got to see, Daniela and the Hurricanes pull it off and win it. That was crazy.
That's
So I
awesome.
like but yeah, they're doing a good job, man. NXL's doing good. Tom's doing a great job. Jason's coming up with crazier layouts, every event. So they're
Yeah,
doing their thing. They're doing their thing.
for sure. With
Dover's gonna be interesting. Doritos and the snake. Snakes in the Doritos.
Yeah, man, they're trying to switch it up. I mean, we went to EXL like 2 weekends ago, and
Yeah.
not that it really matters a whole lot, but the field layout was flipped. Like, we were used to the snake side being closer to the net or like the viewing area, and the Dorito side further away, so it was flipped, which I mean, obviously isn't a big deal. You switch sides, and regardless, you're playing it the same way regardless, no matter what side of
Right.
the field you're on. But it was just
One
a
on,
little
one on.
different, right? Like we're walking onto the field, we're walking out there, like this is not what we practiced on, and you just had to walk the field a little bit and understand that it was just flipped.
Mm, mm, mm,
Oh,
mm.
yeah? Okay, yeah. Yeah, because usually when you walk, it's so when you walk on trying to process this.
Yeah, you used to it being on the other
It was
side. That's
flipped.
all it
Yeah,
is.
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
was flipped. And so I
yeah,
was like, "That's freaking weird, man." But yeah, no, you still played. I mean, you just gotta switch what you're already used to, and just do the same thing, but flip it.
right.
So
Right. No, I totally get it. I understand. We're so used to seeing the snake side on this side and the D side on the other side.
Mhm.
And it's like
mm,
yeah, but then when we go on the other side, it's like that. But we're not used to it.
Right, yeah, kinda throws you off a little bit here and there, but, I mean, it's realistically, it's not that much different, doesn't make a difference at all playing because you just switch sides of the field, and one side's gonna be what you're maybe used to, I don't know, but, yeah, that was really cool, but, a little bit of switching gears here, how does the Midwest paintball scene, mainly with the weather, how's that affected how you play, if it affects how you play?
Oh, I didn't even play. Cup was the last time. I just played this Sunday and you're a scumbag. You shot the shit out of me.
Gotta watch that snake, brother.
You big bully.
That's awesome.
No, but again, it sucks because the weather's brutal out here. Is
Mhm,
where you gonna go play? Everywhere is closed,
mhm,
so it's so hard to play out here, and it's so hard to be dedicated to your physical training. Hey, I'm spending a lot of money out here. We just traveled to the EXL, right? You guys just traveled to the EXL.
mhm,
Man, it takes a lot of like commitment for that,
yeah,
gas, food, hotel, entry, paint, et cetera. And
mhm.
people don't realize like, man, did I really go work out the way I wanted to
Right,
go do this?
right.
And that's a lot of people don't realize that, it's not we're just throwing money away or whatever, we gotta have a spot to really like focus and practice and train and drill or even exercise.
Right.
Like you can't take your gun to a Planet Fitness or whatever, kick you out. I think it's harder for us because we don't have that. It's the same thing with the East Coast guys. The guys up north in Jersey, New York, they could go to Cousins Indoor or a few other spots, but everything else, it's hard.
Right.
That's why it's hard for them to really practice and grind. They got to go to Florida, they got to go to Texas, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
So it's definitely a different breed when you play in a field down in Texas or in a field down in Florida or in California. It's nice all the time. So
For
you're
sure.
gonna get the ballers out there. So for us, it's challenging. So we don't have the creme de la creme like that. The weather here is, it's summer here for like what, 2 weeks? Then we're screwed.
Yeah.
First week is, grand opening, Annandale, that. Then next month, oh, we're going to the closing at Goose River for the shoot all you want.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's definitely crazy, but, I mean, if we had paintball open year round, I'd be broke. I'd have no
Well,
money.
it depends too, like how you invest into it. And for those that are listening, we definitely will have packages that helps that. So you're not coming there just, to drop whatever you're gonna drop at a local field. Now you remember you're doing this, you're doing that. It's like a gym membership.
Mhm.
One time visit is gonna be whatever, 20, $30. But now when you're coming in, you're paying $5. It's a big difference, man.
Right.
you know, and hopefully the hive will be able to, you know, help those out there that want to really play all the time and they're only spending a few dollars, you
Right.
know? So that's definitely going to be a good thing, you know. Nobody's charging $5.
Right. No,
Nobody.
no. I get what you're saying though. No, JT's definitely got a good package deal going on too out at Annandale.
All right, man. You definitely got to jump on that. You know what I mean? You can
Hmm.
bring somebody with you, bro. What
Right.
kind of crazy is that?
That's insane actually. And for me, it's
Yeah,
only a 20-minute drive, so that's huge.
exactly. You know, and I think when's the last day they're open? They're usually like the week before Cup, right?
I'm
Yep.
not too sure.
Yeah, because bro, it
I
was
think
brutal last this last time that we played. I was like, holy sugar honey iced tea, bro. This is crazy. And then 4 days later, we're in Florida.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
So I have a question for you guys.
For sure.
You know,
shoot.
I'm definitely an advocate of the podcast. You know, love what you guys are doing.
Appreciate it.
Love what you guys are doing as a team. You know, player, coach, etc.
Hmm.
Um, so what's the goal for JFP like this year? Like what you got? Obviously, you guys just did the EXL, right?
Yep.
What else is in there for the guys? If
So
you know, if you guys want to talk about it.
Yeah,
The only
yeah.
reason
yeah,
why I
No,
ask
we're
is
open.
because okay, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I think what we want to focus on this year is getting in the groove of doing X ball. We haven't been an X ball team, and that first EXL was, we've learned a lot, and I'm proud to say we didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
Right,
Um,
right.
and
This was
you
the
know,
first time, right? First event?
yeah,
Yeah.
first event, I think we finished 8th or ninth out
Yeah. We
of
got a
14 teams, and I'm just
Nice.
like, we were playing like we were unlucky. We got put in the good bracket with all the other better teams, and it's just like these guys play year round.
yeah.
We don't have
Mm,
that luxury, and
Right.
so we were, that was our third time on the field this year, and I'm just like I am more than like
Yeah.
ecstatic
Yeah. No,
the
it
way that
was
we played.
it was one of the best tournaments I personally have ever played. And
nice.
it was crazy, man. I practiced two days before going to the EXL, and then we eighth may not sound that good, but the way that we performed with as little practice as we got against guys who have been playing year round, we did amazing. As a team, as individual players, everybody had a highlight moment out there. Everybody was doing their part. The communication was the best it's ever been. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
So what do you guys so all right. How many events is the EXL?
4.
Okay, so you guys have three more.
Yep.
When are they?
So we got one in June, early June, and then August and September.
So three more?
Yep.
Yep.
So August, September. And that's all in Kansas, right?
Yep.
All in this area, Kansas. Yep.
So- Okay. Okay.
So
And then so the following year, what are you guys looking at, or is that too far ahead yet?
I think the plan is right now is that we're gonna go back to EXL and do
Okay.
D4. I think because all of us are going to be D4 by next year if we continue on the pace that we are projecting ourselves to be. And we're having this next EXL only. It's not like we're going to be doing with the other two. We're getting 2 guys from Florida from the Rat Kings. So the guys that play in the MVPS. Um, we're gonna have 2 guys from a winning organization play with us, and so hopefully,
Nice, nice.
fingers crossed,
Win, win.
we're gonna have some ballers, and we're gonna be balling out and getting some podium, bringing home some chrome. So
Yeah. It'd be
I hope.
sweet.
And it's
You
not
gotta send
that's
them.
not a it's not something against our team where hey, we can't do it without them. I know we can, but it's just like if we got guys that are playing, these guys play every weekend, like, both
Hmm.
days every weekend. Like they bring a whole different game to this Midwest paintball scene, and I'm really looking forward to playing with these guys and seeing what they do because we're gonna let them attack. They're gonna hunt. We're gonna try to provide as much information to them as we can, but they're the ones. We're gonna
Yeah.
send them out to go hunt.
And be headhunting.
Nice. Make sure you send them the codes. That's
Oh yeah,
big.
For sure.
Yep, and we've done that, and we've tried to do a little bit of implementation because Trevor came from that organization. He was down in Florida. That's why we have that kind of connection. Um, we kind of implemented some of their call outs into ours. So like, if there's a big brick, it's called bus. And then the snake insert, it's kind of like they call it gateway. And so home, D corner, snake corner, like we're trying to make it as simple as possible. Without it being like,
Okay.
hey, yeah, and having a different team figure it out. Like, I know some people like are too busy and they can't even focus on their own communications to listen to the enemy team's communications. But it's just like,
Bro, I say that all the time. I'm like, "You idiots. You communicate, because you can't hear. Don't worry about the other team. They don't even hear you either, bro. The other team been using the same fucking codes for years, bro, years."
yeah,
Yeah.
and I definitely understand where, especially if because the reasoning behind people using the same codes is because everybody uses them. Like all the feeder teams, the feed the bigger programs, they
Right.
use all the same call outs. And so when they get called up to go play in the next division or whatnot,
They already know.
they don't need to worry about it. Yeah. And
Right.
so um I think the only caveat to being, hey, everybody knows, like, use the same call outs, it doesn't people are not gonna listen to your call outs. Well, in those situations where it's like a one on two and you're being like, quiet and you can hear the other guy talking, like you can hear the other guy talking at that point,
Mm.
it's good to throw curveballs at people that, hey, we use a unique set of calls that people are not going to know what we're talking about.
Right, right, right.
But that's the only caveat. But I totally agree with where you're coming from. It's just like, no, like they can't hear your own. Like that. Don't worry about what other people think or
Yeah,
what your call outs are. So,
that's
yeah.
good, that's good. The reason why I ask is because, when a team has a vision and they have a goal, like when you were asking, with the visa, like I'm still up in the air, like what we're doing and stuff like that, obviously, you know, because a lot of them can only play certain events, and I'm trying to definitely, I will be playing Texas as well with one of our teams that the Hive is picking up. Uh, but I want it to be like, with our group, like definitely like this Midwest area,
Mhm.
Um, so, that's good to hear that, the plan, the vision, hey, these are short goals that we're reaching, hey, we're good with where we're at right now. Now what's the next one? The next one, and the next one. So that's
Yep.
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah, it's always nice to
And,
have a goal and try to reach something, and it pushes you to work harder too, especially as a team. Like if we all want to be D4, if we all want to play in the EXL next year at D4, like people got to push themselves a little harder,
Right.
practice a little more, do some things at home to keep your skills honed. You just got to work on it a little more, reach that goal.
Yes, sir.
yeah. And I think a lot of other guys have like a bucket list of, hey, we'd like to do a World Cup like that. I think that'll be on the horizon. Maybe not, well, obviously not this year, but next year or the year after. Especially when we start. I hope to keep all these guys together. It's rough because everybody's got a life outside of paintball. We're not getting paid to play the sport, and so life's going on for people. And so I am hoping and praying for the same group of guys, for the next few years, and build a team up around those guys. Um,
Right.
and try to get into more serious NXL stuff. Um, Probably the year after the D4 EXL. So
Yeah, that's a big jump, especially like, in entry, paint, it's a big number, How many
Hmm.
cases did you guys shoot at the EXL?
15. Well, you didn't make it out of prelim, so
Yeah, when you're definitely shooting Expo, you're definitely shooting like triple that.
Yeah.
yeah, that was I'm gonna be honest. That was probably our biggest fault. We weren't shooting enough when we first started the day out. We weren't shooting enough, and that's why we had such a low amount of cases that we shot.
Yeah,
But
we definitely did start a little rough, but By the end of the day, man, we were coming off strong.
Nice, nice. And that's good. You saw what it was, adjusted, fixed it, and saw the outcome. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Mhm.
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, no, definitely. I want to do the same thing. I want to make sure, like, with the bees that we do at least a full season this year coming up. Obviously, this year we're probably only going to do two events or maybe one. I'm not even sure yet, but definitely cup for sure. But yeah, the following season, we definitely, I'm definitely going to be pushing for the full ride.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think whoever can make it. I'm not going to be upset because everybody has a life.
For
Yep.
sure.
But it would be cool to play with your crew, a full season to really, feel everything out and get the points, get the wins, whatever losses happen, how do we grow from it
Mhm.
and move on from there?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys saw some success in the World Cup that you went to the other year. Yeah.
Well, the first one we did, we took fourth, but this past year, I don't even know what we got this year. I don't even think we made it. No, we didn't even make it out of prelims. We were done. That's why we jumped on because I was just coaching.
Mhm.
So all the guys were D5. I was D4.
Mhm.
So when we didn't make it on to Sunday, we were back at the house, at the Airbnb, and it was like everybody was just on their phones trying to sign up for 3-man or whatever we could,
Yeah.
10-man, whatever. So then we got to play the next day under 3-man. But man, there's so much paintball to play. I know the guys, they did the one-on-one at the Hormesis booth, so that was cool. It was definitely a lot of paintball that weekend. So that was cool to see the guys do that. And it sucks because, like maybe, if three of you guys bump up to D4, but the rest stay as D5, you're not gonna have enough people.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sucks. It's like, how do I play the EXL again now, D4? Do I tell my three D4 guys that only one of them could be a drop in and that's it? Or the same thing for the NXL, only one drop in.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
it's kind of tough, but uh um, we didn't have a lot of good success this past cup, but we learn from it, we grow from it. Hopefully we could do a lot more, and obviously practice before this World Cup is definitely, a big thing.
For sure.
But we definitely want to, get the reps in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, keeping a good mindset, keeping your mind right, taking care of your body, knowing what you need to do, knowing what you need to do individually, by yourself and as a team. That's huge. That'll take you a lot farther than you think it will.
Right, right, right. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
As I don't really like to claim myself as a team owner, but I do I tend to manage this team, and I'm curious what your take is. Like, what's the hardest thing for you when managing a team?
I guess getting everybody together and being on the same page, you know,
Mhm.
that's one of the hardest things. I'm telling you, some of our guys can't even, learn all the call outs. And then they wanna come up with new ones. I'm like, "Fucking idiot, you can't even remember this, and you wanna come up with your own names. Get outta here with that nonsense."
That's awesome.
It's crazy, you know? But managing a team is hard because, you gotta have everybody committed,
Yeah.
and it's tough because everybody's all over the place.
Mhm.
So, it takes a lot of patience to do all of that, and again, our team, everybody does a little bit of something, whatever the case may be. Uh, um, but at the end of the day, that's why you gotta build it to, keep getting more, growing the people, growing your staff, et cetera.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
remember in the beginning, it was only, mom and Pip, and now, Austin's wife helps us, Tati, she helps us. That was big, she was helping us in the pits, which was great, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
Um, uh, so yeah, whoever comes on board and helps out, that's always a plus. It
Yeah,
helps the management load, be a little bit lighter.
For sure.
So delegating, hey, you know what? You're going to be in charge of doing this. You're going to be in charge of doing that. And I think if everybody has a little role, it becomes a lot easier
For
to
sure.
manage the big squad. Remember, it's a lot of different personalities. Even going out to eat could be a challenge. Like, well, maybe I don't want pizza. Maybe I want, Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know. All right, you
no,
gonna baby, you gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese.
that's funny because we were down in Kansas, and everyone's like, "Let's just keep it easy. Let's go to B Dubs." And then you got fucking Braden. It's like, "I want something different." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Motherfucker, everybody else wants to go to B Dubs.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck
dude,
up."
we just want to relax. We just got done playing ball. We want some good food.
Right,
He's
right, right.
I don't even remember where he wanted to go, but yeah, he was like
He
throwing
wanted
it
to go
all off, and
somewhere
we were
that
like,
we
"Nah,
don't
fuck
normally.
it. We're going to beat-ups."
And I was like, "When next time we go down, we're going to Chester's Chicken." And then Braden goes, "What the fuck?" Like he's always got something to say. And I'm just like, "What? Come on, man! Like we're gonna be driving through Omaha, Lincoln, Nebraska. Try something new. Like I know it's fast food, and I like to try new things wherever I go, and try whatever's bumping
I
wherever
remember
they go."
the first cup we went to, uh, not last year, the year before. I took all of them to medieval times, the whole
That's
squad.
right. You're telling me that story. Yeah, that's crazy.
They smell like shit, but
I can imagine.
I had a good time. I liked it. I don't know about everybody else, but I thought it was cool. Got to cheer on for my knight that sucked. He lost. I
Yeah,
was
because
like,
it's a joust, right? Like it's literally
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
not like a paintball joust, but it's a fucking real
my
on
boy did
joust.
it,
Like a
man.
medieval
I was like,
joust.
man, our knight sucks. Boo that man.
Fortnite sucks.
Boo him. That's hilarious.
That's awesome,
No, but
man.
we've gone to a lot of different places. I know we've gone to like buffets, Pizza Ranch, B Dubs. When Battle Blitz was open up, we went to B Dubs. We've gone to a few places, especially like when we travel, obviously, we go out to eat to a bunch of different places. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we
Yeah,
order food for the house, we'll order pizza or whatever the case may be. Definitely wings, but we order food and stuff.
definitely wings, he says.
That's very I love wings. I don't know why.
You can't go wrong with wings, man. Wings are great.
Yeah, if I could eat wings and pizza, I'm good. I'm a happy camper.
Same, man. Same. I could always go for some pizza.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think at least my last question that I got
Mhm.
prepared for you. If you could share some wisdom on us, what's the most important thing you learned through your years of playing paintball that you can
Ooh.
spread on us?
Man, if you really want to grow your sport, you really got to go 100 with it.
Mhm.
'Cause that's big. A lot of people want to do it, but they might not show up to an event, practice, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
I've always been a fan of like, man, how do we grow this, man? It's been 30 years already, 50 years, whatever you want to call it. Uh, like, I don't know how we never blew up, man. We were in Huntington Beach, man. The best event I ever went to, man. We're in Cali, this was crazy. I was from the East Coast, now we're in the West Coast, shooting
Hmm.
people, having fun,
Mhm.
hanging out with like so many people, man. And I think, just trying to grow the sport would be the biggest thing for me at least.
Yeah.
I like that.
Amen to that.
For sure.
Who approved? I'll tell you who approved to the baby G.
That's awesome.
I've seen them ads for those. Where you put people like put them around, leave them around wherever they go. That's awesome.
You guys ever heard of Christ Crew?
Yep, yep. Greg isn't he an OG member of them? Not an OG, but like well
Yeah,
affiliated with them.
it's
That's
coming
awesome.
back.
It's
I
coming
I
back.
heard I heard it's gonna be awesome. I got a sweet headband. I don't know if you follow. There's a Christian paintball group.
I
Um,
saw it with the cross. I follow them on
yeah,
Facebook.
they have a there's a brand that's called Glorify God, and
Yeah, yeah.
I got a headband. I got a sick ass headband, and we'll be repping out there now.
That's
So
gonna be sweet.
it's it's the path. If you've seen it, it's the pathway one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I seen it. I seen it.
So
They have
I
the. I just saw the other one, the straps that they have it's all black with the red Crusaders cross on it.
yep.
I thought that was pretty fly too. So it was cool. The only thing is, I'm changing it up just so everybody knows right now off the bat. Christ Crew is gonna be spelled with a C, not with a K. So we're gonna change that up. So it's gonna be
Hell yeah.
Understandable, yeah.
so definitely coming back, man. We had some good times with that.
I just want to thank you for spending the time for doing 2 podcasts with us, and coming on and sharing your story with us, giving us, a lowdown on what you got planned, for your business that you're opening in, and what you do for the community. I
Yeah.
think needs to be highlighted a lot more on the people who lift up our sport and continue and allow it to grow. So we are very thankful to have people like you in our sport lifting us up,
Yeah, for
and we are
sure.
very appreciative of your time coming on and talking to us and what you do for the community and what you are going to be bringing to the community here shortly in the by the end of the year. So
Yeah, I
thank you
second that.
for jumping on with us today.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you
Definitely.
so much. It was huge. It was awesome talking to you twice. Getting to just hear your story, hear your background, hear what you got going on, man. It was just great talking to you.
Likewise, likewise, man. I appreciate you guys having me, giving me this opportunity, to talk with you guys. Obviously, we've hung out and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But just excited, man. New ventures, new stuff coming with for us, partnering up. I'm excited for this journey.
Yeah.
If we're gonna fucking grow the sport, we're gonna grow the sport.
Yeah. Let's do it together,
Heck
man.
yeah.
That's right.
Together. Yep.
Amen.
Awesome. Well,
That's awesome.
all right, Junior, what's the most important thing to remember before going out onto the field?
Turn your gun on, turn your hopper on, just fucking have fun.